Hello guys, so welcome to KO Tutorials. So let's continue with the next part of this tutorial. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, we have started with the lighting of this particular interior over here. That's your storeroom over here. So let's continue it. So now very first of all, what I'll be doing over here, I can add some atmosphere over here. That's your Vray environmental fog. If required, we can add it over here. So I'll just go over here and I'll take a box gizmo if required. Slightly I'll just shuffle this over here. Let's go into this, add Vray environmental fog. Let's go into this setup. Into that I'll just remove this gizmo for now. Let's remove it and increase its fog distance. I'll go over here, I'll give scatter bounce as 2, fog height, subdivisions I'll increase it to 32. Let's add a gizmo now and let's add a light. So again I'll go into this and you can see I have added this Vray environmental fog. If you want, I can slightly reduce the fog distance over here if you want. Let's increase it. If you reduce it, you will see that it is getting more covered in a fog. So let's just increase this. That would be much better. Also, if required, I'll just save this file. I'll go into rendering. I'll go into render setup over here. Go into rendering, environment. You have exposure control. If you set this exposure control over here to Vray exposure control, you can set this, set the ISO to 20 over here. Shutter speed 20. You'll definitely see some difference over here. You can see the difference. So if you want, I can slightly increase the shutter speed. So if you reduce it more, it's going to be more brighten. ISO value, you can also work with the temperature if required. I'll set it as 10 or 15, whatever is required, I can do that. ISO. Alright. So you can work with that. That is not a problem over here. That can be changed over here. So I have changed the shutter speed and the ISO. I have worked with the temperature. ISO I can keep it to 100. That is okay. I'll set this as 3 or 5 and let's render and see how it looks like. You can render this stuff. So definitely it's going to take time to render. Alright. If you want, you can slightly work with our lights. Again, I'll go over here. Let's go into rendering. Let's go into the render setup over here. So I'll go into the render setup. Let's go into the Vray. Let's do some changes if required. Okay. Image sampler. Okay, we'll keep it as Catmull room. I'll increase this max samples. Local subdivisions, as I explained you can go with that also. Go into the environment. I've added the Vray environment, HDRI. Color mapping, I'll keep it as exponential. Dark multiplier, if required, you can go with that. Again, go into the GI, the iridance map, the light cache. So few settings which we have kept, we'll keep it as it is. If you want to go with the high over here, light cache. So I'll set it to 2500 for now. So you can 0.03 sample size. That's totally okay. Settings over here. I can just go over here and I'll increase this to 6000. That's your memory limit. Alright. Now what I can do over here is like, let's see the lights. Okay, that's totally perfect. I've adjusted few of the things. Let's again go into the material editor. First I'll save as this. So let's just save as this file to 3 over here. Let's go into the slate material editor. So if you increase the sample size for the materials, it's going to take a longer time to render. So make sure you are adjusting it accordingly. So I'll increase its subdivisions to 16 over here. So we'll try to make the subdivisions to 16. So more the subdivisions, more the render time. And although we have also increased the render frames, so I'm increasing its subdivisions. Alright. That's just a color, that's totally fine. That is the things which are very far. We can just keep it as it is because it will be barely visible. Seat also will keep it as 8. So this is, we'll keep this as 16. Alright. So let's just render it again and see how it looks like. We'll just render it once again. and then we'll decide that we need to keep the exposure control or not, that we can easily manage it if required. So light cache, we have also adjusted it, we have increased the light cache. I think we can slightly make this as a bit thinner over here because looks very thick. So let's just make it a bit thin, and if required I can slightly increase the intensity multiplier to 0.3 and slightly just push this till here. Let's render it again. Alright, looks much better now. So it's going to take time to render. Alright, so we'll be definitely adding light passes into it. So guys, if any doubts, please put it in the comment section over here. So please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the coming tutorial. So I'll just render it over here. We'll add the light passes in the coming tutorial. So we'll just check out the exposure control, or we keep it as default as it was before. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the coming tutorial. So thanks for watching this tutorial.